Hello and welcome back to Deck Pilot. This week we are taking Lou's Red Combat Control for a spin on the ladder to see how it does. Now I'm very close to God rank, so if I was to hit God rank with this list I'd be pretty happy because it took me from 10 to God. But we'll have to see. I'm on a win streak, so maybe I'll find the God rank. Who knows. So let's get into the matches, see how I do. First match going to be going up against Lin Xiao. I haven't played against Lin Xiao before, so this will be a new experience. Looking at this opening hand, Underground Brigand is a guaranteed harvester on turn 2. But I'd rather Axe Grinder or Sound Horsemaster. But just for safety, I am going to keep hold of this. And oh, it kind of pays off because now I can Brigand into Gift of Steel. Depending on what he's playing against, what I'm playing against. If you're playing against red, it'll be a little safer because then he needs double Flame Burst to kill it, or like a combination of a removal events. But yellow, again, it's weird because if I don't power this up straight away, he can just choke and sands it. But if I do power it up, he can just last Nightmare. So I got to weigh up which I dislike more. If I spend 6 Faeria 2 cards, he spends 6 Faeria 1 card. Choke and sands is 4 Faeria for my 3 Faeria. So probably not going for the Gift of Steel is better. Works out better for me in the long run, but we'll see. If I draw another Harvester, I won't care as much. And then we have a Horsemaster, okay. So let's do this instead. We'll go for the Brigand. Here. Okay, so Charger moves here next turn, collects. And on the following turn, he can zip down and he basically, as soon as he moves into the spot, it's very dangerous for me to collect from this well. If I go for Brigand here and use Gift of Steel to contest it, there's 2 events and he clears my Brigand pretty easily, but he will die in the exchange. So maybe I do it the other way around. I play Horsemaster here, which will probably get soul drained. But the Brigand then with the Gifts of Steel can challenge this because the Horsemaster alone is not going to be enough. However, I do have Flame Burst, so there's two different lines I can go down. But let's go for the Brigand this side and the Horsemaster this side. Now, we're not using Horsemaster's ability here as mobility. We're going to use it, just use him as a collector. You know, I just want to gain Faeria. I assume this is yellow events, so it's a pretty favourable matchup. Oh, no, it's red-yellow burn? Event burn? Interesting. Okay. So we're going to take neutrals now. We're going to take a neutral here. I'm going to take a neutral here. I'm going to start sending Horsemaster up into this region. I have an Axe Grinder as well, so I can develop an aggressive mountain in this range. And have that 5-4 to apply pressure. We'll collect the Faeria, like I said, and then we'll preemptively buff. We'll chuck this Gift of Steel on him, and we'll see if he has what he needs to clear it. As long as this dies in the exchange and he uses at least 3 Faeria of cards, I won't be too bothered. But we'll have to see. If this is red-yellow event control, it might be a little bit more difficult for me. I'm not sure. I can't remember the list. I believe it was Trek who ran a list like this in the monthly cup. Correct me if I'm wrong. So it does have the last Nightmare. Let's value it there. We're going to go double neutral now. Move this guy into double collection. And we'll just drop a Ground Shaker. And we line up for the Flame Burst clear next turn. Make this very safe. Get an aggressive mountain here. And we're looking pretty good. We have 3 mountains then. 1 on each well spot. Could have mobility. Looks like he does. Cypher's Wrath, Flashwind. Or Monk? Brigand. Okay. Another Charger. Okay. But I probably won't Flame Burst this. I'll just Flame Burst this instead. So yeah, we'll collect, kill this guy, Flame Burst, and then develop the Axe Grinder. So he can kill this now, which I don't really care because he doesn't collect from that well. and he will lose his charger, which is his only collector right now. I still have this Ground Shaker on the bottom right hand side. Now, Scourge Flame Spectre is going to be an issue in the late game. Well, mid to late game, actually. So that's why developing the Axe Grinder just seemed pretty decent right now, because I don't want to get burnt out of the game very quickly. Firestorm pickup. Nothing too exciting, unfortunately. So I'm going to move this guy into double collection. I think we just take another mountain and take another Axe Grinder. So we have complete control of the left side. He has complete control of the right side, but we have more power on board right now, and time is going to be an issue because of these Scourge Flame Spectres. Draws the cards, so he doesn't have the Scourge Flame just yet. He needs 3 of each mountain and deserts to be able to do that. So we're looking okay at the moment. Oh, let's see what else he plays. A Brute. Okay. Did see a training on the Wind Soldier. Training is going to be an issue. I have to develop land this turn. So I will just double neutral across like that. Push that 5 damage. And then collect from this well, and I'll pass. So both collecting from 2 wells. Going okay. Could go either way right now. I'm ahead in damage, but 1 training could be the difference. I do have Flame Burst, I do have Firestorm, so I do have ways to answer any flying brutes at this point. We'll just have to see what else he develops. Something on the desert tile. Wind Soldier training? Wind Soldier Ground Shaker, okay. That's pretty sad. Wind Soldier Flame Burst, wow, okay. That is an investment right there to stop me from harvesting Faeria. Alright, so let's work a few things out. I push 5 damage this turn, taking him down to 9. If I play Ground Shaker here, I deal an extra damage, so it's going to take him down to 8, and then Ground Shaker plus Flame Burst is lethal. So I feel like I go for the lethal line in this spot. Because I can just win next turn, and I have inevitability because if he's running Scourge Flame, he will just win me in a race in the long term. So I'm fighting for the short term win now, and I should be okay if he doesn't have Last Nightmare. If he has Last Nightmare, it's a bit miserable. He just has Gift of Steel, so that's looking pretty good for me. 2 Gift of Steels. Not going to be enough, unfortunately. And yeah, pretty quick game there, considering I'm the control player. Control mirror, actually, by the looks of it. But yeah, taking the initiative there, understanding that I couldn't wait too long to win this game. And wham bam, Flame Burst, gonna finish it off. GG's. That was a pretty clean match. And yeah, just goes to show how important those Axe Grinder spots are if you want to close out a match. And I feel like taking the initiative there, setting the lethal, was definitely the correct line. Last Nightmare was pretty much the only thing that could have stopped it, unless he had like Gift of Steel Flash Wind, I suppose. Gift of Steel Flash Wind to kill my Ground Shaker, but then he doesn't kill my Axe Grinder, so he still dies. So yeah, good games. Into the next match. I'm on the win streak right now, so 1 more win will take me 1 star away from God rank. It's pretty nice. I can't complain about that. This hand looks pretty good. You know, I have a bulky 6-drop for turn 3. I can even go for a boss on turn 2. So I'll keep this hand. Still missing my Mythic Ground Shakers, unfortunately. I have 1 Mythic Ground Shaker. I need 2 more. That's what I'm working towards next. Like I said, you always want Ground Shakers, and we have a mountain here as well. So we'll just chuck Horsemaster on this side. And he will start harvesting on the right-hand side, and then we can build the boss on the left-hand side. See if he pushes down here. I have a funny feeling this might be Crackthorn. I kind of hope it is, because I'd like to show you guys how the matchup plays out. It is tough. It's not unwinnable, but it's definitely tough. And then we got Cypher's Wrath. Okay. I still get to play boss, which I'm absolutely fine about. So he's doing the old player and horse master killing the structures tactic. So I'm assuming he may have a structure or two in his deck. And we'll have to see. Unless he comes right down the middle now, and I'm just completely confused. Oh, yeah, there we go. So he turned out to be a rush player, but was playing around, I guess, me being a rush player. Which is fair. I will take... So he wants this spot, so I take the double neutral there, and then just go for the Brigand. Now, usually in a rush game, you would take this spot and this spot. But if it's red, well, spots are really important. They want to summon Axe Grinders. They want to make them 5/4s. Just bigger problems for me, and I'd rather not deal with it. So I'm fine with just opening this up. It gives them an avenue of aggression. But you know, it's fine. I can just take the neutrals around here. Another Cypher's Wrath? No? Okay, Gift of Steel. Will you come to me? Nope. Well, I still have Ground Shaker Ciphers as an alternative. I think I'd still go for Ground Shaker Ciphers. Just because I'd like to develop double neutral right across here, and then he's locked into this line. So this is going to give me the Faeria I need to make that play. Thanks to the combat ability, which I banged on about in my deck doctor. I'm a big fan of them. The underground boys are my favourite combat creatures. I understand that, you know, the Brute and the Grimguard are great for burn decks, you know, it helps their win condition, but I'm just a big fan of this card. Oh, another Ground Shaker. That's pretty sad, and he is Crackthorn. Very weird. Very, very weird. So we can just go for a Bomb Slinger now, I guess. Let's push a mountain. I don't want this mountain. This mountain might become important later. So maybe I take it so I can... Well, this mountain gives me access to everything around here. So let's take a mountain there, so it gives me access to these tiles. There you go. So hopefully he doesn't have another 1 damage ping. That would be really sad. He can't Ground Shaker again. I know that for certain. So that's fine. Probably a pass after this. Very nice. Okay, so this is going to open up our future Axe Grinder. We have it now. So we have our... I can convert this into a mountain anytime I decide to play aggressively. I've taken this slot. And he has no well spots, which is really nice. Is that the third Ground Shaker? Are you going to be serious right now? It could be Crackthorn. I'd be a bit more forgiving if it was Crackthorn, but if it's a third Ground Shaker... That would be just... That'd just be very upsetting. Oh, Crackthorn, okay. That's fine. Right, that's pretty fair. So this is the problem now. He has now just put a 7/7 down, which is an issue. For sure. Well, I don't know. What's more important? Cypher's not going to get any value in this matchup, so maybe I just keep the Ground Shaker. I keep an extra Faeria this way. This Flame Burst and the Cypher together still achieves the same thing. But Ground Shaker's 1 damage may be relevant later. If there is even a later, like, he could just Elderwood Embrace now. Shamanic Dance, okay. That's not fun. Luckily, I have enough damage to kill that with double flame burst. Not that I want to double flame burst, I might add, but it's possible. And then into the warrior, so looking pretty bleak already. So realistically, I don't think I can win this game. I was just trying to figure out what do I need. Yeah, so this is over, and this is why this is such a bad matchup. As soon as like one creature comes down that has a lot of health, you do struggle with clearing it. If it was just one, if it was just a 7/7, I think I could have dealt with it maybe, but playing the warrior into a 5, making it a 5/8, it is just too much. And there we go. So this is a good example of a bad matchup for this deck. And it's pretty quick, as you can see. You know, the power-ups do kind of oppress red control quite easily. But hopefully our next game, I'll get a bad matchup. Maybe I'll get a bad matchup and I have more of a chance. But that was a complete snowball once that crap form came down. So the God rank dream is over. Getting God rank in deck pilot is impossible now. Ended by a green-red crack form. But we'll still try and get another one. We'll see how we do. Bad matchups. The bad matchups of this deck are pretty sad. Like you are gonna struggle a lot against mid green. Well, really any green deck, green rush, mid green, slow green, and then green red crack form as well. But against other matchups, you're gonna do fine. So as long as you're not playing against a lot of those in the future, I wouldn't worry too much. As we can see, I talked about in Deck Doctor, Silent Horse Master just acting as a turn 1 harvester. You know, I'm collecting for it already now, so this is good. He'll pay for himself in 2 turns. And we're playing against blue, so unless he has double Falcon Dive, this guy should stick around for quite some time. And even, you know, collect more than he's worth, which is what you want to get from your creatures in the early game. And for my next turn, I have Boss or I have Cypher. Depends what I see. I'm expecting to see Jump. Be surprised if it wasn't. There is a blue-yellow twin soul control list going around that Lou created. So there's potential for that as well. And here's a trigger into a warrior. So that's a threat. You know, that's a concern. I'm not gonna lie, but we do have Firestorm. Firestorm Flame Burst is a very good answer. So we can retreat this Horsemaster. So I need 9 Faeria to pull this combo off next turn if I want to. I don't even have to use the Flame Burst. If he decides to jump and collect, I can use the Horsemaster. So I'm going to just go for a boss here. And start collecting from both my wells. He can double neutral around, he can jump and collect. He could use a mobility trick and jump and clear, but I still get that Firestorm next turn, so it makes no real difference. I'd rather him not have the mobility trick, so I collect an extra Faeria. But if he has it, you know, it just happens, right? It's just jump things. If you watched my other Deck Doctor and you played blue jumpers, you're gonna know what this deck is capable of. A lot of mobility tricks, and it looks like it's going to be double neutral into the wells. Avoid the Horsemaster and try and clear him on his own turn when he has initiative, or not. Does not care. Please play more creatures. Oh, that's not this guy though. Play something for free health. Okay, so maybe I just Flame Burst instead. Maybe I save this as a swing. Yeah, I think I'm cool with Flame Burst, to be honest. I'll take double neutral. We'll move this up. So if he does decide to come here, he knows that my boss is going to challenge it and I'm going to gain Faeria. I collect here. Hit this guy. Then we'll drop Cypher. So now I'm just saying, alright, if you want the free to come down and collect, I'm just going to eat him for breakfast with Cypher, which you don't want. I might have to make a land here now. Firestorm is a great card, but you want to get the most value you can. You want this card to win you the game against this deck. Now, one of the comeback mechanics for Blue Jump is Battletoads. You know, Battletoads is going to be a card that's going to bring you back into the game. Being able to Firestorm, kind of a Battletoads, like a Battletoads comeback, will just win the match for you in most cases. We see a lake being produced here, given that Mystic Beast lake. This warrior might come across. It's a bit dangerous though, because I do have double neutral into Horsemaster. So if he does move this here, he is setting himself up to be punished by Cypher if I do have that extra Horsemaster. So it has to be, has to respect my mobility. Has seen one Horsemaster already, so may feel that if moving this into a position here is beneficial for the following turn, then maybe might consider it. I'm not sure how it will be, if I'm honest. But no punish. Huh, okay. So let's move you into double collection. And let's play it. Let's play a boss. Backup boss. Now my biggest concern is Aurora in this situation. Aurora is going to allow one of these guys to clear Cypher in one hit, but I do have that Firestorm follower which I've been keeping hold of. I double collect here. This should live. I don't think both of these are going to get cleared. I could be proven wrong, but we shall see. Excuse me, guys. Alright, for Frogify, nice clean answer. Please use the warrior. If he uses the warrior to clear, which he may do, if he's afraid... Oh, 2 Frogifies. Wow, okay. So the double clear. And now I don't have enough to Firestorm. But do I care? That's the question. Campfire. Player and Ciphers. Don't think I care. I don't have enough mountains to Firestorm, but I can +1 Ground Shaker. I think that's fine. Although I do get punished a little bit by another Campfire. So maybe I just pass. I take 8 damage. So Ground Shaker seems pretty good. I'm just afraid of that extra Campfire. Seeing double Frogify? If he doesn't have the Campfire, this warrior's going to retreat to this spot and take the Faeria. Mystic Beast could be a follow-up for next turn. A lot to consider. You know what? Let's go for the Ground Shaker. Just so I can collect from this well next turn. He has the Campfire and he clears, and then I've been punished. But I've seen 1 Campfire already, so he does retreat, so no punish. And I'm going to be Battletoads. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is the dream, guys. This is the GG well played. Let's do it. I'm gonna take aggressive mountains now. Boom. This is well played. I'm collecting from free wells. I have initiative, which is great, on board. And Ninja Toad. Going to collect there. That is miserable. That is misery right there. If I pick up Horsemaster, Ciphers, Flameburst, I'm going to be pretty happy. A nice thing with Ground Shaker on the previous turn is it protects this spot. It allows me to challenge Mystic Beast, which I quite like. And we do have the Flame Burst. And yeah, that's gonna die. And then yeah, just go for the... Yeah, so we'll just go Flame Burst. And we'll go Axe Grinder. And now, now I'm representing 5 damage. I have 3 wells, and I'm going to be pushing 5 damage next turn. Pretty miserable spot for the Blue Jump player to be in. But you just see how much that Firestorm swung the game in my favour. It removed all his Faeria Harvesters, and there we go. And that's going to be it. So, yeah, I went 2-1 in this episode of Deck Pilot, and I'm pretty happy with that. Unfortunately, I didn't get to God rank during this episode of Deck Pilot, but I did get to show you guys a good matchup and a bad matchup. And you can see how both of them were quite snowbally, right? We had the Crackthorn, get the power-ups. It was very difficult for me to deal with it once it came down, and I lost the game. And then we had the Firestorm, clearing up all the blue players' collectors, and after that it was pretty much just control the board from there and win the match. It was going to be very hard for them to stop that Axe Grinder from pushing 5 damage, because once you start having to kill Axe Grinders at your orb, that's just my collectors moving into a quad collection spot. Ground Shaker was 1 move away from setting up double collection, and I had the underground boss on the right hand side double collecting already. So how do you even stop that if you have to focus on an Axe Grinder that's punching your orb every turn? So yeah, good games overall. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Deck Pilot. Next week I have a fun deck for you guys to try out. I say next week is incorrect. This week, actually, this is last week's episode. So this week I have another episode of Deck Doctor and Deck Pilot coming out. One of Modnik's brews, so I hope you guys are going to enjoy that. So until next time, guys, take care. Have a great day.